So it's absolutely chucking it down. What a very dull, damp, miserable day. Let's go camping.
I hope you're ready for action. I hope you're ready for action. I hope you're ready for. I hope you're ready for action.
So, just shows you the difference in our mix. Torrential rain earlier, and now I'm up the coast. And it actually hasn't turned out too bad. Well, there's a few clouds about alright, so there is a few rain-bearing clouds. This is my second pitch, or search for a pitch. I went up to Kinlain Head, and the council have it all blocked off. Can't get down to it, no access. COVID restrictions, I don't know. You can go into a bar, and a pub, and a hotel, but you can't go to a wild place. It's bizarre. So I'm in Ballantoy Harbour here, and I'm just looking for a pitch. And I'm sorry I didn't bring the drone with me. I wasn't expecting it to be as calm as it is. But I think I might get away with a little pitch here. Oh, nice and flat. I hedged my bets. I brought the smoky hut, minus the wood burning stove, obviously. And I also brought the Jack Wolfskin, just in case it got stormy. The smoky hut simply for the room it affords, sort of faff about a bit and whatnot. But it's not a great tent for if it gets stormy. Which I was expecting it to be up here. It could all change in a heartbeat, as I say. But yeah, it's turned out to be quite a lovely evening. It's about 6 o'clock. I don't know if we'll get much of a sunset. You never know. But the pitch I was thinking of is this flat bit on an outcrop of rock. Seems nice and flat, so maybe give that a blatter. A few wombles about the place yet, so without drawing too much attention to myself. There's another pitch over there used by fishermen. I can see there's a few rods out. Let's see what that's like. A little bit more privet. I'll get back to you. Each to their own. Take your cat for a walk. Twice. So as you can pretty much see, it's a very popular spot for fishermen, and I might try my hand at it later myself. Beautiful, beautiful evening it's turned out. But yeah, great spot for fishing. It's over to Sheep Island and Rathlin. There you can see the North Lighthouse. And beyond that, in the distance, opposite Fairhead, we can see the Mull of Kintyre. Absolutely breathtaking scenery. Absolutely beautiful. Not often you see a young lady fishing. Yeah, maybe I can break my duck later and hopefully catch a couple. But we'll see how it goes.
I'm always shy.
Get on the fucking frozen mist.
Frozen Mist, wild camp in Ireland. I'm up there a wee bit myself actually, so I'm
The camp is beautiful up here.
where are you from yourself?
We're short.
Resharkin, good spot. Good fishing up there, isn't there? Coarse water.
Aye, great river. Up the bottom.
You up with the woman? Do they all go off with shies? Jesus, I don't know.
That's
Very shy.
Do you fish yourself or do you just hang about?
I just carry the things.
You just hang about?
Yeah.
She's the pilot. What about you? Takes the fish.
How's it going, boys? How's it
Takes the
going?
fishermen around.
So is there any mackerel been caught?
Well, we have half a dozen at least.
That's not so bad. I might be lucky.
Couple of nice rasp.
It'll break my... I've had a duck crisp. Every time I've been out, the past 4 outings I've had bugger all. So maybe tonight will break a spell.
Hope so.
That's been good to meet you. Talk to you later.
All right, easy.
So another kindred spirit up on the Antrim coast. And your name, sir?
My name's Mark McCrum.
Mark, where are you from, Mark?
I'm from down near Kales,
And you're up to...
outskirts of Kales.
Ah, yes, I know it well. You're up doing a wee bit of fishing then?
Up doing a bit of fishing tonight.
Any luck?
Unfortunately, very little luck. A tiddler threw back, but
Oh,
sure, it's
yeah.
the enjoyment of getting out
Exactly
as
right.
much as anything.
That's exactly right.
So, yep.
I don't know.
Enjoy
I
it.
was coming up here this morning. I got out and it was bucketing down. I says, the hell with it, I'll go up anyway. See when I got here, beautiful evening. Absolutely beautiful.
Can't beat it. Sure, what could be better than being out in the
Out on the
fresh
coast,
air?
in the fresh salty sea air.
Even if you don't get anything, sure, it's still good fun. Still
Exactly,
worth it.
exactly
So
right.
it is.
Well, I'm going to go
So-
over and talk to these fishermen here, and I'm going to chance my arm myself and see how it goes. So, good luck the next
That's
time.
Colin, nice to meet you. Speak
Yes.
to you again.
Speak to you again.
All
Take
the
her easy.
best.
All
Good night.
right. Okay, so we quick look round camp. You probably hear the roar of the sea all around me nearly. Hope I don't get landlocked. That would just be my luck indeed. So, for those of you who are interested, we have the X-Ped mats, Corinthian Defence Force sleeping bag, which is a toasty bag. We see the Summit pillow, wee luxury item. Just a wee cheap small tarp for underneath. Tilly lamp, some provisions for food, and bag of camera gear, whatnot. So yeah, loads of room. As I say, I brought the Jack Wolfskin just in case if it gets very, very stormy in the night. This the one Tigris isn't a great tent in really stormy weather, but I like the room in it. It'll handle a stiff breeze, so it will, but certainly not a stormy condition. So it's I'm sort of half expecting, which is it's well tied down anyway, and I have the reinforcements on top of the pole. The last time in the mornings it shot through the pole. I had to strike camp, make a few repairs and head into the forest. But yeah, so I want to get a bite to eat on. It's not going to be anything special. It's just going to be a boil in the bag jobby. And a big dirty mark there. Boil in the bag jobby on the jet boil. Wayfarer meals, steak and vegetables, which I'm looking forward to. And chocolate pudding for dessert. So yes, that's me ensconced in the One Tigra smoky hut. Minus of course the stove. Very mild tonight. The Montane smoke on, thick pile jobby. I'll probably not even be in the sleeping bag tonight. This is more than enough. I'll just throw it over and use it as a duvet. So bring us back when I get something to eat and tell me. Great to be out though. Doesn't take that boys long to boil at all. That's literally about 2 minutes, so about 3/4 of a pint of water. So what I'll do is just take it off without scalding myself like that. So just push all that down. Sort of fold it over. Pop it in. I think I'll turn that down a little bit. Just let it simmer. Excellent. Absolutely love the roar of the sea. This is kind of boisterous tonight. I thought the wind would have been blowing more of a hooligan, but let's see now. Take that out. Knock that off. Pop that on. Keep that warm. Yeah. Now. Set that to one side. Smells good. Smells better than it looks. Let's have a go with that. Very tasty indeed. Very tasty. Cheers. Complements it nicely. Doesn't really get much better than this. The beautiful moon rising above Sheep Island, the sound of the waves crashing against the rocks. Absolutely stunning. And there we have it this morning when I was coming out. It was bucketing out of the heavens, and I thought to myself, well, it's going to be a vlog from a tent. But wow, sometimes you just have to do it. You just have to get out and do it. That is absolutely beautiful. See the periodic flash of the lighthouse on Rathlin just to the left of Sheep Island there. See how we flash in and out again. What a beautiful moody sky. Doesn't get much better than that, folks. Doesn't get very much better than that. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely hauntingly beautiful. As I'm sure you will agree. The pale autumn moon just rising above Sheep Island. Doesn't get much more better than that. To be honest, I didn't have much hope for the day when I set out. But you take it as it comes. Tonight is an absolute bonus. Of course, I'm saying that now. 4 o'clock in the morning, the heavens could open. Smoky Hut could blow away. So I decided I would go to Kinbane Head, my usual haunt, and go down to the car park. Just happy days, the only one here. So I went down, noticed some sort of a cage barrier type thing just on the entrance to the path on the steps to the cliff to the way down. Blocked it all off. COVID. Couldn't get round it, under it, over it. They've done a good job of blocking it off. So just sauntered on up the coast to where I am now in Ballintoy. Spoke to a few fisher people, a few fishermen earlier who were actually catching fish. So I'll have a go in the morning, possibly. See how that goes. Just listen to the sound of those waves. As soon as my head hits the pillow and turn the telly light out, all you'll see is just this like a sort of a ethereal light of the moon shining through. And once you get your night vision back again, the whole landscape lights up with the shine of the moon. I'm actually just looking at the shimmer on the waves now. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So shout out to James out and about. Thanks for your shout out earlier on up Slemish, mate. Appreciate it. And Cinco, Cave Hill Rock. I was thinking about him on the way up. Especially this morning. I think he's doing he is doing the West Highland Way. I think he might be in the middle of it now. So he's probably sitting in his tent, chittering away, same as I'm chittering away now. So we'll compare notes, Cinco, when you get back and get uploaded. Yeah, good on you, mate. That's an epic adventure. Just something about the coast, isn't there? Just that rush, that sound of the waves crashing. Add the silvery moon on it, shimmering across the water, and my goodness. What an adventure. Absolutely beautiful. Of course, as I was saying earlier, Ballintoy Harbour made Game of Thrones famous. Another spot that they used for some port scene or whatever, can't remember. What it was called in the series, but if you watched Game of Thrones, they just absolutely transformed it into like a sort of a medieval fishing type port, you know, with all these big sailing boats and workers scurrying about and bartering and trading, etc. I know what you're thinking, the diet's working well. Well, actually, the worst thing about these smock type jackets with the kangaroo pocket, absolutely, after about 20-25 minutes, it's just full of rubbish. I have tobacco in there, I have lens caps, batteries, everything goes in there, and you end up looking no wisecracks, Graham. So with the closure of Kinbane, I suppose they all come down here, but having a look at the ones walking about here earlier, there was no way they ever went down to see the castle. Like a wee sweet, bloody 3-piece sweet, with the look of you, love. You're not getting down to no castle. So quite a lot of Womble traffic up here. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful evening. Just couldn't get over my luck compared to this morning. But yeah. Oh, God, it's just this is just out, unless you're out experiencing it and feeling the breeze in your hair, smelling the salt in the sea, and oh my goodness, it's absolutely fantastic. I keep looking over to the left there, just watching the moon rise. And earlier on I said I'm not even going to bother filming, I'm just going to sit and watch, but there's plenty of time for that later. So how's it all getting on anyway? By the looks of things, the way things are going with this COVID, I can see us all getting locked down again, which kind of, I've mixed sort of feelings about that. One says, yeah, it will stop all the right, but basically why we're going to have a circuit breaker or a mini lockdowns around the country, or maybe a province-wide lockdown, the only reason for it, as far as I can see, is actually to stop doctors, stop putting doctors in a position you live, you die, because with the amount of infections going up now, there's the inevitable rush to hospital and then into ICU. And once all those beds get filled in ICU wards, and I'm talking about the Nightingales as well, the Nightingale hospitals, the city tower block, when they're full and there's still an influx of people coming in, the NHS is swamped, doctors are going to have to make very, very difficult decisions. I mean, we had this out the first time. We had the lockdown, all the numbers went down, but then when we all come back again, everything sort of returned reasonably well to normal. They're all rising again, so there just seems to be no getting away from it. And the only reason we're having lockdowns is to stop the NHS getting swamped. If there was an infinite number of beds, ICU beds, then the herd immunity, I think, would kick in, but I don't know. Until there's a reputable vaccine and it's seen to work, this virus isn't going away. It's going to be many lockdowns to stop the NHS getting swamped, stop hospitals getting inundated with patients. Until there's a vaccine, that's the way it's going to be. Spikes here, spikes here, spikes everywhere. There's no getting away from it. I think there's quite a lot of parts of the south are now in almost full lockdown. It's just amazing to see, and the moon reflecting on it. Awesome. You probably think they'll look away I'm a heavy smoker. I only smoke when I come out in wild camps. I only take a wee drink when I come out in wild camps as well. Don't drink during the week at all. Just a few at the weekend. If I'm not out camping, I don't bother. Just in case you're wondering. I think what put paid to a big drinking session, if you go back a couple of my videos to the Coney Island one, I was out with my mate Chris. What a great camp that was, but geez were we out of it. No, you're not going for a swim. No, you'll drown. No, you can't climb a tree naked. You'll fall off and break your neck. As I say, when the drink's in, the wit's out. There's no doubt about that. Because it is such a beautiful night, I'm going to close the ramble early tonight and just sit back, switch all the lights out, and just watch and listen and just let it soak up the atmosphere. So I will see you in the morning. We'll have a wee look around in the morning. So, cheers and good night. Good morning, glampers. Slept like a baby last night, which is always a good thing. Got quite stormy in the night, as you might expect, up the North Antrim coast in a yellow weather warning. I will say the Smoky Hut didn't have to abandon ship. Quite a couple of heavy showers. You can see the rain on the outside of the sill nylon, which I'll say has me bone dry in here. Let's see what the world's like outside. Oh yes, very, very moody indeed. Oh. Very, very, very moody. Beautiful indeed. The rain's not very far away. It's spitting at the minute. There's a very, very dark cloud on the horizon coming in. Sun's not quite up yet. It's about 7 o'clock now. It doesn't come up to about 7. Half 7. Fur head is nearly obscured, but I can just about make it out. So the fisherman last night left me some bait. I didn't want to bring it in because there's a couple of ragworm in there. Take it out, they'll eat you in the night. Ooh, look at this. Those waves crashing up there. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's actually chucking it down at the minute. It's starting to get a bit heavier, so I think I'll retire back into the Smoky Hut. Yeah. We'll go back in again and get a coffee. Oh, it's getting heavy. Oh, so there we go. Better end looking out, isn't it? Let's bring that down. Wipe off. There's a bit of water there, bit of rain. Right. How moody is that? I think that rain's going to be on for a wee while. But at the end of the day, as the man said, there's no such thing as bad weather, just the wrong gear or the wrong clothes. Slept well. The wind did get up now. It was one day, I think it was about 4 in the morning, it was chucking it down. And the wind got up, it was blowing a hooligan. And I was worried, but I actually went out and checked around, make sure everything was pegged down okay. And yeah, still here. It hasn't ended up in, the tent hasn't ended up in Ballycastle, me laying there in my Todd. Right, let's get a nice coffee on, and I'll maybe think about taking those fishermen up on the offer and using their bait and trying to catch some fish. But we'll see how that goes. Funny enough, the young lady that was fishing last night there, she caught a massive, absolutely massive pollock. Probably about 4 or 5 pound. It was really, really big. And she caught another one. And the guys were sitting there scratching their heads. That was funny to watch, so it was. Right, let's get a coffee on the go. Bring us back to life a bit more. Yeah, quite impressed with it. This is probably as stormy as you would want it. Any more stormier than this with the smoky hut. And I would say, well, I know you'd be in diffs because when I was in the moorings, it actually failed. We had to strike camp in the middle of the morning and move out closer into the shelter of the forest. That's quite a heavy squall on this morning, so it is. So, stark comparison from last night. Right, stop rambling, get the coffee on. The rain really has got worse. The weather has really closed in. But we're nice and dry. There's the jet boil on the go and ready for coffee. Yeah, so yeah, it's quite a nasty squall that has come in. I think that's on for a while. So it'll just be a case of battening down the hatches, I think, and riding it out. But my word, how moody is that? Not a bad view to be waking up to in the morning. Let's see now, take these wee boys along to, there we go, born already. Literally 1 minute. Oh, there we go. I'm going to roast myself yet. Good job. I know there's a lot of coffee connoisseurs out there and this is sacrilege, but these 3-in-1 boys are very, very handy. Just give them a wee shake and stick them in the bag or stick them in the pot. Smell that coffee goodness. And just shaking it all over the place. A little bit of a stir. Yeah, just pour it all over the place. That's what you do. That's how you pour coffee. All over the place. Cheers. Oh, turned the bacon myself out. Nothing new. Give us a wee listen to the rain on the canvas, or the rain on the sill nylon. Rain on the tent, you know what I mean. Lovely, very lovely. Some big waves out there, quite a big swell on. I actually thought at one stage I had miscalculated everything and I was marooned. Would have had to been marooned on here for a few days or else swim across. We're okay, we're landlocked, we're not marooned. Yeah, so all in all, quite a good wild camp on the coast here. Sort of one of the reasons why you don't have a walking across rocks that you don't know. You just be down along and the next minute splash. But yes. Enjoyed that. I think the squalls are on for the rest of the day, so it's just a matter of picking your moment to pack up. Although I don't particularly want to. I'm in no rush anyway. Ugh. No rush to go anywhere today, so I can just take it easy. There's another. Of a falling in there. Sheep Island and then Rathlin Island. You can just about make out Fir Head in the distance, and on the horizon, which the GoPro will not pick up, the Mull of Kintyre. Yeah, so an extremely atmospheric and most beautiful seascape. Where would you get it? So that's another one over. That's me packed up, ready to go home. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed it. Still rather moody. Starting to brighten up a wee bit over towards the northwest or northeast. But wow. Still very moody. So thanks very much for watching. Look after yourselves, look after each other. Keep washing the hands, keeping the distance, all that good stuff. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.